Hello friends and welcome to Edupedia World Videos. This is the course Basics of Programming in C language, and right now we are at chapter 14 part A of our course, and in this chapter we will be discussing about pointers in C language. So pointer is a very important topic when it comes to C language. Why? Because pointer is something that is not available in most of the programming languages, because a pointer is something that stores the memory address of another variable. So it is a variable in itself, but it stores the memory address of another variable. Okay, this gives you exceptional control over the memory of your program. So you can straight away point to the memory addresses and change the value over there. Instead of using the traditional method, that is by variables, you can straight away go to the memory location, which is one level below, and you can change the memory values over there. Okay, so this is why C is also a middle level programming language, because it gives you that kind of a control. But you have to use pointers with caution, because in case you accidentally access some memory that is not a part of your program, some memory that's not been allocated to your program, in that case your program will be killed by the operating system, because it has attempted to access an illegal memory location. Okay, so by definition, a pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. Okay, so what is a memory address? Well, every location inside the memory has certain address. So this address is something which computer uses, which your processor uses to read that particular memory location or to write to that particular memory location. Okay, so this memory address inside C language is also available, and you can store this inside a variable. So this variable is known as a pointer. Okay, so a pointer can store the memory address of another variable. This also means that a pointer is a variable that points to another variable's memory location. The data type of a pointer has to be same as the data type of the variable to which it will point. So this you have to remember. If you have to store the memory location of an integer kind of a variable into a pointer, then the data type of the pointer should also be an integer. Similarly, if you want to store the address of a character variable inside your pointer, the data type of your pointer should be a character only. But in case of strings, since string is not a data type inside C language, it is only a collection of characters. Okay, so string is nothing but a null terminated character array. To store the pointer to a string, the memory location of a string, you need nothing but a character pointer only. Okay, so one more thing that you have to remember is that the size of the pointer in itself is that of an integer. So size of a pointer is 4 bytes, because the value that a pointer has to store is nothing but in a number form, in a numeric form. Okay, so a point memory location is addressed by a number inside your computer. Okay, starting from 0 to the maximum number of locations that are there inside your memory. So it is all numeric. So pointer is nothing but an integer in itself, but its data type is the data type of the variable to which it has to point. Okay, so this is something which we will keep in our minds. Okay, so now we have a graphical description of how pointers are internally working inside C language. So let us assume a block of memory in which there are 10 memory locations, and the memory addresses are from 1001 to 1010. Okay, so inside this block of memory, let us take a variable char a and assign a value capital D to this. Okay, so this variable char a will be allocated some memory location by the operating system when your program runs. Okay, and this variable is declared, so it will be allocated some memory location by default. So suppose that memory location is 1003. Okay, so this value D will be written at 1003, and this information that 1003 is for variable A will be stored somewhere in the process control block of your program. So each program, when it runs, becomes a process, and it has a process control block where all this kind of information is stored. Okay, so this information will be stored there, that there is a variable which is of type character, and the name of that variable is A, and its memory location is 1003. Okay, and at this location 1003, the character capital D will be stored. So character capital D will have an ASCII code, so that particular ASCII values will be stored over here. Okay, so now suppose we want to take a pointer to this particular memory location. Okay, so this is how we declare a pointer inside a C language. Char star p. Okay, so p is the name of that pointer. The data type is to be same as the data type of the variable to which it has to point, and it will be storing the address of this memory location where the variable a is placed inside the memory. So p is a variable that stores the address of another variable. Okay, that is why p is a pointer, and p itself has to be stored somewhere in the memory, so it itself has an memory location which is 1007. Okay, so this is how p actually points to character char a variable. Okay, so it is this thing that we call as pointing to, storing the address of memory location of another variable. Okay, so that is how pointer is implemented inside C language. So now we have two operators, one is dereferencing and one is the address of operator. Okay, so dereferencing operator is nothing but asterisk in C. Okay, this is the dereferencing operator, and it is also known as the value of operator. So this operator can be used to find the value of a memory location to which the pointer points. Okay, suppose p points to character a, this memory location. If you print star p asterisk p, okay, that means the value of p. So it will not print 1003, it will print capital D, which is the value at the memory location to which this pointer is pointing. But in case you print simple p, that will print 1003. So that will print the value that is stored inside that pointer. Okay. Similarly, there is one ampersand operator which is known as the address of operator or the referencing operator. Okay, this operator is used to know the memory address of a particular variable. So we will see how in this short code snippet over here. Int num is equal to 100. This is a simple integer variable which has a value of 100. Int star ptr. So to declare a pointer, you have to prepend the variable name by an asterisk or the referencing operator only, or dereferencing operator. You have to prepend it by the asterisk. So this will mean that your variable ptr is not a normal integer variable, but it is a pointer. Okay, and to store the address of some other variable, you have to write the address of operator before that variable. So this means address of num. So ptr will store the address of num. So now when we run this program, the address of variable num is %d ptr. Why %d over here? Because address is nothing but a numerical value. Okay, so it will be printed only using the integer format specifier. So %d is format specifier for integer. That is what we are using to print the address of ptr. So simple ptr, when we give, it will give the value inside ptr, which is nothing but the address of memory location where num is stored. But if we want to print the value of num using pointer to num, what we have to do is we have to use the value of operator. So the value of variable num is %d, value of ptr. So now this will not print the address of num, but it will print the value which is stored at that very address which is stored inside ptr. Okay, so we will do this practically, and in that case you will better understand it. Okay, so one more thing is there, that array name is also a pointer inside C language. Okay, so we have already discussed this a lot of times when we have discussed arrays and strings, that array name is also a pointer. Now we are doing pointers actually, so now we will understand it in depth. Okay, so every array name in C language is nothing but a pointer to the 0th index of the array. That means the first element of the array, because in C languages, array indexes begin from 0 to size of the array -1. So first memory location of the array is at the 0th index. Okay, and the name of an array is nothing but the pointer to the 0th index of the array. So suppose there is an array, this int array, and its size is 3. and there are three values inside this, 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so the first element of the array is %d, and we have printed m value of array. So this is value of operator asterisk array. So what will this print is, this will print 0. Why this will print 0? Because array is the name of this array, and array name points to the first element or the 0th index of the array, and at 0th index this particular value is stored, and we are using the value of operator, so it will print 0. If we will not give this value of operator, this array name will print nothing but the address of this memory location at which this value is stored. Okay, so now we have come to another topic, which is incrementing and decrementing pointers. Okay, so pointers can also be incremented and decremented. This is known as pointer arithmetic inside C language, and we will cover a basic part of this in this course. So suppose there is a character array and we have stored the string hello inside this along with the null character. Okay, so null character means that the string will terminate over here. So a string inside C language is nothing but a null terminated character array. Okay, now what we are doing is we are using the statement printf. The first element of the array is %c. Okay, and we are using the value of operator and giving the name of the array. Name of the array is nothing but the pointer to the first index of the array, or the 0th location, 0th index of the array. Okay, so star array will print nothing but h, because this is the element at the 0th index. Now what we are doing is star array plus 1. So what will star array plus 1 do? It will print the next element of the array. Why? Because whenever you increment a pointer inside C language, the compiler, what does it do? It will check the size of the data type. So the data type of this pointer is character. Okay, so it will check the size of the character. Size of the character is nothing but 1 byte. Okay, so it will increment it by the value at which you have given over here multiplied by the size of the array. So 1 multiplied by 1 would be 1. So it will increment it by 1 memory location, and when you increment it by 1 memory location, it will print e. Okay, and if you further increment this, it will print l. Then again, if you further increment this, it will again print l, and at last it will print o. Okay, so here now let us see how incrementing and decrementing actually works inside C language. Okay, so suppose we have a string hello that we have to store inside memory. So first of all, how this string will be stored inside memory? So there are 10 memory locations inside a memory area that we have taken over here. Okay, so these characters will go one each in the memory location. Okay, so this is the string hello, and at last there is a null character that also has to fit in somewhere, so that will fit in the last memory location. So total number of memory locations that this string occupies is 6, because it has to be terminated by a null character. 5 characters are there in this string hello, and 1 is for null character. Okay, so now when I increment this character pointer, which is pointing to string hello by 1, which is nothing but the name of this array, when I increment it, it will simply point to e. So when I print array plus 1, it will print e. Similarly, when I print array plus 2, it will print l. Okay, and that is how it will continue. When I increment it further, it will print again, it will print l, and then o, and then when I again increment it further, it will print the null character, which means it will print nothing on the screen. Okay, now if I go beyond this, the C language will not check it. Okay, there is no check implemented that these many memory locations were there for this array, but you are going beyond it, so there is no check for that. But in case, suppose the memory that was allocated to my program was only up till 1007th memory location, and I still go beyond 1007th location and I again increment my pointer and I reach 1008th memory location and I try to access it. So operating system will catch this illegal access and it will kill my program. It will send the abort signal to my program and my program will crash over there. So that is why we have to be careful while incrementing or decrementing pointers. Okay, it should only be done with proper checks of so that we never overrun the array indexes. Okay. Okay, so I hope the pointer arithmetic and whatever topics that we discussed in this particular video were clear to you, and I hope that you continue to watch the course Basics of Programming in C language.